Hello everyone, welcome to a LEGO Star Wars set review. Taking a look at set number 75391, Captain Rex's Y-Wing Microfighter. This set released officially on June 1st of 2024. It contains 99 pieces and one controversial minifigure. Let's jump right into this. So for the contents inside the box, all you have to do is press down on that thumb tab right there, as this is a small box, and just peel back. Bada bing, bada boom. And there is one numbered bag, a two numbered bag, a thing for the rangefinders, a thing for the pauldron, and then the instructions. So let's check back in once this is all built up. So here is the Microfighter fully assembled, and it's definitely a Microfighter, and honestly, quite a fun build, honestly. Again, it doesn't feel like it's almost 100 pieces when I built it, but hey, it is. It's actually a sturdy build. I actually feel like you can hold on to this really nicely to get off some fun little action scenes. I only wish there were other sets that were Clone Wars asked for this to fight off against. That was my first thought, really, with this. This is obviously based off of the Rex's Y-Wing, which was shown as they are escaping the crashing Venator at the end of Season 7 of the Clone Wars, where Rex was piloting this Y-Wing without his helmet on, I might add. So here, removing the helmet, that's a little bit more accurate. As he was trying to fly down and grab Ahsoka, and so they could all land to safety as, the Venator was crashing down, so you could totally recreate that if you have the UCS Venator, but why would you buy this if you have the UCS Venator? It would mean you'd have a duplicate minifigure. That already is a dilemma, because for those who don't know, this figure came in the UCS Venator. We're going more into that when we talk about the minifigure, but that is just something that kind of makes you think, what the heck? It is nice to get this. It's just, yeah, we'll get into that with the minifigure. But removing the minifigure, you can see how the figure fits inside there. The little printed cheese slope dial piece that we're all used to being in there. You have some stud shooters on either side, which if you push down the button, it'll fire out a 1x1 tile. So you got that on either end. Again, very nice for a Microfighter that's generically supposed to fit just one minifigure. It's got the blue color scheme, whatever. It does leave me desiring a full playscale sized one so I can actually recreate the finale, but one can only hope. Anywho, as for the build, not much to say about this other than it's a cool little build and I quite like it. Let's talk about the minifigure. So I'm just going to address the obvious. The only reason you're buying this set is because you didn't buy the UCS Venator and you need a Phase 2 Captain Rex, and you don't like the one that released years ago that didn't have the helmet warts, so you can have that rangefinder. That is the only reason you're getting this. Let's be honest. Get that elephant out of the room. Cool. Now, for those who do have the Venator, it would be nice to get this set so you can have a little Microfighter so you can recreate that scene with your Venator. But again, this figure being in the UCS Venator and the Microfighter is a bit of a problem because, okay, LEGO said in the instructions that this figure, or the two figures, were exclusive to the set. Now, pulling up a quick definition of what exclusive definition is, basically it's a limited item to whatever it pertains to. Limited or exclusive. So basically, it's going to say just in that. Now, LEGO has since backpedaled and saying, oh, we meant exclusive at the time. Sorry, why then did you put that in writing for specifically the Venator? You didn't say that with the gunship, which made it so, we had a cool Republic pilot, but that was in the gunship that we were expecting to stay exclusive regardless if we wanted it or not. But then a few months later, they did the same thing they did with Rex and threw this guy in a cheaper set. No one really had a fuss about that because, they didn't specifically say it was exclusive to that set. For anyone who's commenting about, oh, Rex hate is overhyped, if LEGO didn't specifically say the figures were exclusive to the set, this would have been a fine situation. People would have been fine with it releasing in a Microfighter because we're used to it because they've done it before with the clone pilot and the Luke Skywalker and the TIE pilots and the stormtroopers and everything else. Okay? Okay. Now that that's over with, let's talk about the figure as a whole. I am pretty meh about this figure. Obviously, I bought it for the figure because I didn't get the vendor. But now having it in person, it's like, this is the figure you put in a UCS set. This is like the high quality figure you put in there. I don't agree with the big blasters. The more I get clones with the big blasters in replacement of short blasters when they are still releasing sets with the short blasters, doesn't sit well with me. I don't know why they've made this decision. It's very weird to me. The arm printing is great. It captures the arms overall. However, when you flip to the other side of Rex, you can see that. Do you know if there's arm printing? No, because you got a huge ass pauldron covering up the entire arm. Now, years ago when The Force Awakens came out, you had this officer and it covered up half. I was okay with that. That was cool. That was fine. Obviously, mine frayed over time, but you get the point I'm making. This is a much big difference. Like, if I were to put this down here, tells you how much of a difference there is. Now, before anyone says, oh, Lego doesn't do pauldrons that small anymore for whatever reason, well, let me take your interest to the 25th anniversary figure that released in the same year as this Rex. They could have released something similar to this, or whatever. And honestly, look, it doesn't cover the arm whatsoever. You know? That's just a cool concept, don't you think? They could have added a half pauldron and it wouldn't have been an issue, really, I don't think. Sure, you could have had some fraying over time, but for people who are buying this figure to display with, I don't think there would have been an issue. Like, this really gets in the way, and in fact, probably causes fraying a lot quicker, which, again, goes to the whole only the best is good enough quality thing, you know? If this is meant for a kid, and they're using construction paper fabric material, this thing is going to crease and fray within a matter of months. Compared to this one I've had since I was a kid, where it's only started to fray recently, because, you know, I was very cool with it as a kid, you know, that kind of thing, but still. So, yeah, not a huge fan of that. But if anyone's wondering, just moving this, tucking this over to the side, like, oh my goodness. You can see what the arm printing is there. That's very well executed, whoop-de-doo. And then just tucking that back right there. You have a printed on waist cape. We know all about how Lego doesn't want to do waist capes. Dreams, however. Anywho, yeah, for some reason they got a half-ass printed waist cape, and again, I would have preferred some sort of side leg printing. They've done the side arm printing. You go. This is a figure that came in a UCS set, the best quality figure. But yeah, no such thing. They're just like, yep. Paint something on the side of the leg. That's a waist cape. Whatever. Anywho, the helmet looks okay overall. Obviously, the helmet warts do look more apparent on this figure than any other clone minifigure Phase 2 I've ever had. So it does look a little wonky to me. I've never really had an issue with the helmet warts in terms of appearance until now, and it just looks kind of goofy on this. And one thing that really bugs me now more and more is you flip this down, the rangefinder doesn't necessarily match the view of the actual helmet. So, yeah. That's just a new issue I've recently discovered for myself. But anywho, removing this helmet, it has the exact same facial print as the one in the Venator. Fine, whatever. Cost-cutting measures, okay, cool. It's a distinctive feature for Rex, whatever. Not really a whole lot else to discuss about this minifigure other than, you know, it's a cheaper way to get it compared to any other way. Anywho, let's have a look at what else this set includes. Having a look at the instructions, you have just the Y-wing on the front there, a QR code if you want to redeem some VIP points, or just use the digital building instructions app. Flipping it open, it just tells you it's the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars, and then it just tells you open up bag one, and like I said, very fun build process. I have no issue with the build as a whole. You have Captain Rex as the progress bar. I actually don't know who the progress bar is in the Venator, for anyone wondering. I find it funny if it was Yularen, or it'd be weird if it was Captain Rex, which, okay. Anywho, flipping all the way to the back, you just have the completed model, advertisements for the other June 1st releases for Lego Star Wars, as well as a parts listing that goes on for 2 pages, and then just a win at the back. As for the extra parts, this is all that I received with my copy of this set. Overall, for 17 Canadian dollars, yeah, it's an okay set. I don't think it's ever going to go on clearance anytime soon due to the sheer popular demand of a Rex's Y-Wing. I mean, come on, we've been asking for Rex's Y-Wing for so long. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone just wants it for Rex. So, yeah, the demand of Rex being in a Phase 2 armor is nice. I do think a lot of people getting this in their hand are actually going to probably have the same issues I will with this minifigure, which is disappointing because, again, UCS sets are supposed to be like a top-notch collector's item. And then when you're like, oh, this is the minifigure that also came in a top-notch collector's item, you kind of feel like you're being cheaped out a little, and some corners were definitely cut, especially in comparison to, I don't know, an anniversary set. So, bottom line is, sure, buy this figure if you want, just for, you know, or I guess buy the set for the figure if you want, but it's just, I want to say bricklink it, but as of the time of this recording, you might as well just buy the set because, you know, you're getting a little bit extra value, all things considered. I mean, this figure is going for like 10, 12 Canadian as of the time of this recording, so might as well just buy the full set if you're thinking about just getting the minifigure. I just, the way Lego handled this wasn't very good whatsoever. Anywho, if you don't care for Rex, you don't care for the Y-Wing whatsoever, I think, honestly, you could pass on this set. Invest your money in another June 1st release, which is a battle pack. You only pay like a few dollars more. It's like a $25 set, and you get 4 minifigures in a build for only 9 more pieces. Just want to mention that. So, yeah. I feel like I covered everything in this review. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you a fan of this Microfighter? Are you a fan of the Rex minifigure? How do you feel about the Venator situation? Let me know. I'm curious to hear what you have to say. Anyways, guys, that concludes this review. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you all in a future video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.